Good afternoon, dear students. Okay, sisters, let us start the class with a small prayer. Lord Jesus, we surrender all educators and administrators into your hands. Bless them with your wisdom and love to change this world. Lord, make me as an instrument of your love, peace, and healing. Amen. Okay, in the last class, we have studied regarding the Chartered of Nursing Management. Okay, since new modalities are implementing, I was not able to go much forward. Okay, let me try with a new mode of teaching you. Okay, if tell me if there is any problem. Okay, okay. We have studied the objectives, definition we studied of the nursing service department, and we were just studying regarding the objectives of the nursing service department. In that, three objectives I explained. Now we'll see the fourth one to delineate the responsibilities and duties of nursing officials and various categories of nursing personnel. Yes, nursing superintendent is the person who need to give the responsibilities whoever is coming under her. It may be ward in charge, various floor supervisors, maybe departmental head, okay, the staff nurses, and any other department, maybe cleaners. If any other department, if it is coming under nursing service department, under the nursing superintendent, make sure that their responsibilities or duties are given to the all these personnel correctly, and everybody in her department know what to do, okay, and how to do. Okay, fifth one is to establish the requirement of nursing personnel, appointment, and adequate competent nurses. Okay, this is actually the function of staffing. Okay, so identify how many nursing personnel we need. Okay, there may be due to various reasons, nursing personnel may go away from our department. So, or we may start a new department. So, make sure that identify what is the need that you will be learning in staffing, how to identify different steps and appointment through the various process of recruitment, selection, find out good personnel. Okay, appoint them and give them the adequate competencies. They may have a baseline competencies, and institution will have to give the training so that the competencies required for that particular post in our institution, this person will be training through the orientation program. Okay, so that is the orientation program for the induction, for the on the job training, supervision, development. All these things must be developed and implemented. So in order to do all these things function properly, they should be implemented or established policies and programs in every institution. Okay, next is okay, that is regarding the fifth one. So here mainly dealing regarding the functioning, okay, of function of staffing. Okay, fifth one. Sixth one is to estimate the need for facilities. Now how the person should work, in order to work effectively, the person should have the material. Okay, so here it is, estimate the need for facilities, equipment, and supplies. Here we can see overall the material management. I identify what are the material, equipment, supplies that we require, and how much stock we need according to the turnover in our institution. Keep it in an efficient and advanced manner and maintain the inventory of it, the whole system of material management. Okay, make sure that it is done. Okay, that is the sixth objective. Next is the seventh one. Okay, it is to plan and implement the periodical budgeting system for evaluation and control within the administrative and financial framework of the hospital. Now, both of you sisters, you know what is the importance of budgeting, and both of you may be doing it. So, budgeting means simply nothing else, it is a financial planning. Okay, so financial planning and the evaluation and control, and how we are going to do it, whether our budgeting is correct, how am I going to do, how we are going to control our expense according to the budget. Okay, next is the eighth one, to develop and maintain a system of recording patient care and maintain administrative nursing data. Okay, next is our responsibility regarding the documentation, recording of patient's detail, diagnosis detail, and whatever we carried out. Yes, it is very important, and both of you may know very well regarding it. What is the importance of maintaining a good record? Good recording will always protect you. Okay, record correctly. So, what I want to say, only record what you have done. Do not entrust anybody to record what you have done. And the same time, you may well aware of it. Okay, but still, and you should not record anybody else's activities. Okay, then you can avoid many problems in future. Okay, next is to develop, to organize and supervise functioning of the ward and other specialized service areas like OPD, OT, which are generally managed by the nurses. Okay, there are various areas which can be recorded by us, which can be seen by us. Okay, so all these areas, we must make sure that it is functioning well. Okay, man is there, material is there, and all the equipments. Okay, whatever is required for them to do, it must be arranged so that the functions of OPD, OT, and all other department will go on smoothly without any interruptions. The 10th one is to ensure healthy work environment in close collaboration and mutually supportive relationship between nursing and other department of services in the hospital. Okay, there are many departments in our hospital. There are canteens are there, lab, various X-ray, then medical persons. There are different departments with a different qualifications and different experience, but everybody should work together. So in order to have a good working relationship, the head nurse should have a good relationship. That is very important. Okay, if there is any problem with one of the staff under the departmental head or department, it may not affect much. But if the head of the department have or the ward in charge have a problem with one department, it can affect the whole staff of that particular department and even the patients of the department. So ensure that a healthy working environment in good collaboration or a close collaboration with the other mutually supportive various relationship between the departments. 11th one, to establish a good rapport between nurse and the patients and their relatives. Yes, we know to maintain a therapeutic relationship between the staff, okay, among the staff, student, and everyone who is in contact with. Okay, next is to periodically apprise the performance of nurses and carry out regular nursing audits which are necessary to maintain and improve the standards of nursing care. Okay, make sure that periodically apprise the performance of nurses. Okay, it is not only that we are moving to the we are asking them to do or telling the staff nurses to do, but make sure that they are doing it. It can be done by mainly performance appraisal or controlling and evaluation system. Okay, so the various systems are there: nursing audits, okay, and so nursing interviews, supervision. So these are the ones are certain techniques through which we are maintaining or improving the standards of nursing care. Okay, 13, to carry out in-service training, thereby augment and update knowledge and skill in nursing staff. Okay, you might have learned in the last year. Okay, now you may be studying for the exam what is in-service training. Okay, so conducting in-service education is very important, and you know the importance of it, and you might have conducted it, and already you might have taken the responsibility of it. Okay, make sure that. So to train the student nurses, to provide facilities for advanced training of nursing and other personnel, to plan and implement research in modifying and updating nursing care. So this is regarding the study in both sense, students' knowledge as well as the research studies. So this is regarding the objectives of nursing service department. Objectives of nursing service department. So in that we studied regarding, so there are 14 broad 14 objectives are there? You can study based upon this. First one is quality nursing care. Okay, underline the points. Second one is assisting the medical care, assisting the physician and medical care. Third one is implementing mission failure that comes actually by planning. Okay, and second one is delineate the responsibilities. Okay, here comes the organizing. Third one is okay. Fifth one is staffing. Seventh one is material management. Sixth one, seventh one is budgeting. Okay, eighth one is good system of recording. Ninth is actually functioning of the ward, departmental functioning, ensuring. 10th one is working environment with collaboration with other interdisciplinary collaboration or interdepartmental collaboration you can write. 11th one is the therapeutic relationship between the staff and the patient and the relatives. Okay, next is a performance appraisal or controlling in service education, training the students and research. Okay, so these are the in nutshell. Okay, identify, just learn this point, you may be able to write the objectives. Okay, next is the organization of nursing service department. Nursing service department, you may aware of it. Okay, now I have taken as the examples that is commonly which is there in our whatever is followed in the government sector. Okay, the name can vary, even though the responsibilities may vary from one institution to another institution, but functionally there are certain functions and even the responsibilities are common. So name also may vary. Okay, this is the name which we are mainly using in the government sector. So nursing service, okay, it is important. She is a nursing superintendent or the nurse manager is responsible to the hospital administrator for the overall activities of the program which is done under her department. Okay, so the nursing program is administered through her appropriate planning of services. Okay, now we'll see the Department of Nursing has the following members. Which are they? Organization of nursing service. We'll see first is the nursing service officer, nursing chief nursing officer. Okay, and under her there can be nursing superintendent, grade 2, deputy assistant nursing superintendent, and head nurse, after head nurse, staff nurse, and nurse orderly. Staff nurse, actually under staff nurse, student nurse comes. Okay, and nurse orderly comes down. Okay, so here the staff nurse and the student nurse are given together. It is from the BM Saharkar. Okay, some mistakes. You can write staff nurse under that student nurses, and under the student nurse, nurse orderly comes. Okay, just correct it. Okay. Okay, so this is the organization schedule. Okay, this is how. So a nursing orderly, she should know, she must be responsible to the she has not directly to involve. Okay, nursing orderly will come directly under the head nurse. They will come directly under the head nurse. If any staff is given the responsibility, okay, in that condition she will come under that particular staff nurse. Okay, that is regarding the organization of nursing service department. Okay, next is the functions of nursing service department. Functions of nursing service department. Okay, these also are there in different names and different book says, but content is almost same. I have taken it from the Joshi, that is the hospital management book. The provision of nursing care and treatment. Okay, this is almost repetition. Provide nursing care and the treatment wherever it is required. Organization of administration of the nursing service. Organize and administer all the activities regarding the nursing service department. Nursing education and nursing practices. Quality control in nursing care. Okay, nursing education and the nursing practices. Quality control in nursing care. Next is make sure that there is a quality in every aspect of our nursing procedure, and all of the whatever we do, there should be a quality in recording, there should be quality in supervising, there should be quality in doing a procedure. In every aspect there should be a quality. Next is the supervision of nursing care and services. Okay, all the what activities what I am doing, there should be someone to supervise. Okay, because nobody is perfect. Nobody is perfect. So always we need actually supervisors. Next is the provision for financial resources, procuring materials and supplies and maintenance of equipments. Okay, the financial resources, provision, make sure that financial resources are available, okay, and material are available, supplies are available, and it is maintained well. Okay, next is the establishment of effective communication system. Yes, that is actually not there in the objectives here, but it is given, but that was coming under the organization. Okay, so make sure that communication maintained well. Okay, that means in a closed institution and then when the people are working together, many times misunderstanding can create unnecessary problems and unwanted problems. So identify which is misunderstanding and which is understanding clearly. It gives us the clarification. Clear? So how we understand the misunderstanding? Yes, to understand the misunderstanding, we need to have effective communication. Yes, one-to-one communication. Okay, so recording, direct recording is important. So what must be done actually? Reduce the levels of managers and minimize the levels so that the communication can be more effective. The establishment of effective communication system for nursing personnel and other health workers, patient and health authorities. Next is the nursing education for the health workers. Next is the education must be given for all the health workers depending upon now corona has come, the whole system has changed, so there should be health education from all the department of the hospital. Okay, so that has to be arranged. Counseling, okay, along with her health education, counseling and support to the nursing personnel, patients and to the public. Okay, these both are everything is okay. We should take care of our own staff, all our patients, all the, we may have various troubles, those staff must be happy enough, only then they will be able to look after the patients. It is important to have the good counseling support to the staff, health personnel, patients. It is our responsibility, and to the public. Okay, public also we are responsible for. Next is the development of a system for the collection and information, research and studies concerning all the aspect of nursing. Okay, so system of collection, that means the research, get the information from various areas, conduct the studies regarding the new modalities. Okay, and make sure that we are improving our knowledge. Then 12th one is to formulation of policy standards and the goals for nursing care, service, education and practice. Yes, we need to form various policies and rules, okay, and the standards and goal. What is our goal? What we need to attain? Okay, what we need to practice? What is our goal regarding the nursing care? What we need to do in our services, education, practices? Yes, all these things we must do it. Next is a specific role. Okay, next is the role of nursing service. Now we have seen regarding what is nursing service department, objectives of nursing service department, organization, functions, and now we'll see what are the role. Role also there are various books says in different manner. Now I have taken it from again from Joshi, and he says that there are three types of role. There are three types of role. Okay, so that is the role of a nursing service. General role. General role actually that is regarding the general ward management and even the departmental managing. Make sure that there is a round the clock nursing services. Round the clock nurses are available in every department so that the nursing care can be continued. The second one is monitoring and coordinating nursing care. Monitoring and coordinating nursing care. Okay, make sure that the nursing care which is given is appropriate. It is having adequate quality. Okay, so how can we assure it? It is mainly by monitoring and coordinating it well. Okay, next is the assisting medical personnel in rendering medical care to the patients. Assisting medical personnel in rendering medical care to the patients. So that the doctors, nurses are giving adequate support to the doctors, assistance to the doctors, so that they are giving good medical care. Okay, that is the general role. So, general role is make sure that the round the clock nursing service, monitoring and coordinating the nursing care, and assisting the medical personnel. Now, specifically, okay, specific role regarding nursing care, assessing the patient's nursing need. Okay, when every patient comes, make sure that okay, every nurse should identify. Okay, that is our specific role. Okay, specific role regarding the towards the patient. Patient need is assessed, in which area I need to take care more. Then based upon that, plan the care and provide the nursing care. And providing nursing care, we should make sure that we are preventing all chances of complication, prevention of complication, and to ensure the safety of the patient, ourselves, and the institution. Make sure that the document whatever care is provided to the patient. And along with that, even it is a responsibility to assist the hospital administrator. Okay, administrator may have various type of problems and programs, so assist even the hospital administration for the measurement of the performance. As in any accreditation or any program which comes into the hospital, nursing service department will have to play a lot. Okay, so make sure that it is done. Okay, so these are the specific role. So assessment of the patient regarding the nursing need, planning and providing the nursing care, prevention of complication, documentation of the care provided to the patient, assist the hospital administration in measurement of the performance. Next is role of the nursing executive. Now, what is the role of a nurse executive? Designing and providing the nursing care by allocating sufficient number of nursing manpower for the patient care. Okay, we have seen in the objectives. Yes, design. Okay, master plan, master duty rotation or duty plan must be there in the nursing superintendent's room. Okay, she should have a master plan so that she knows that okay, and whatever what is the need of every ward and whether adequate staff are available every day. Okay, so design, provide nursing care. Okay, so make sure that the nursing care is provided, because only if there should be adequate staff nurses, then we will be able to provide a quality nursing care. Next, ensure continuous and timely availability of nursing personnel for the patient care. Yes, nurses are available in order to provide the care for the patient. Implementing the latest advances for nursing care. Okay, how effective in our system I really don't know, but it has to come. Okay, we should have an up-to-date knowledge regarding the changes whatever is happening in our nursing field. Okay, by that we will get it by the review literature, the present review literature and research studies, and conduct evidence-based practices studies regarding it, and modify it according to the need and even the requirement of our institution, and implement it well. So we can say that we are implementing the latest advances. Next is measurement, monitoring and evaluation of the nursing care. Of course, not only that telling them, okay, this has to be done, this has to be done. Evaluate whether it is doing or not. Okay, evaluation. Next is organize continuing nursing education performance. Okay, organize continuing nursing education performance. That is the in-service education. Okay, whether it is carried out performly, and organize it and make sure that it is done. And organizing nursing audit as a part of the performance appraisal. So these are the role of a nursing executive: deciding and providing the nursing care, ensure the continuous and timely availability of nursing personnel, implementing latest advances for nursing care, measurement, mentoring and evaluation of nursing care, organizing continuous nursing education performance, and organizing the nursing audit. Okay. So that is regarding the role. So role we have studied under three headings: general role, specific role, and the role of a nurse executive. Next is the essential characteristics of nursing service department. Now, what are the certain qualities or the facilities or even characteristics that a nursing service department should possess? Okay, so it is basically from points from Jean Barrett. So these are actually 14 points from Jean Barrett. I have written it from TNA also, it is available. Okay, in many books they have taken it from the Jean, this basically Jean Barrett. Okay, so the direction of nursing service, essential characters. Okay, so there are 14 characters that has to be there in our nursing service department. Only then we can see that, okay, we are doing well, we are doing good in nursing management, we are doing good in nursing management. Okay, so nursing service is delegated authority and responsibility. So nursing service department has got the authority and responsibility regarding the nursing care. And the nurse manager, she should delegate the responsibility to the team members, okay, within the staff nurses. So what are the essential characters of a good nursing service department? Okay, one is written statement of purpose and objectives of nursing service. Yes, there should be written statement. What is the purpose? Okay, purpose, otherwise it is known as mission. Okay, it is, some book says purpose is different, some book says it is mission. Okay, that is a problem with our management itself, different. Now my thinking regarding the management may be different, your thinking may be different, even Sister Asha's may be different, Sister Nancy's may be different. So my Sister Asha's may be good in one atmosphere or environment. Sister Nancy's management may be good in another environment or atmosphere. So nothing is wrong, but still, clear? So nothing is wrong, but we should work in one mind. Okay, that is the, I told you, love, care, share. What a good mission it is. Love the patient, care with love, and share our love. Love, care, share. The next, okay, this is the first mission which I prepared for. Next institution when I came, that was search, care, share. Search, care, share. I could actually find the lack of love in the second institution. So that is the importance of having a good purpose, good objectives for our institution, for our nursing service department. Okay, so we should have a good written purpose and objectives for the nursing service. Next is plan of organization. Okay, how you are going to plan. Okay, who is at the top, who will come under whom. Okay, so to whom the person should inform, to whom she is responsible, to whom she is accountable. Everything can be clearly explained in an organization chart. The organization chart is important for a nursing service department. So any person from outside or any person who is newly joining, any person within the institution can understand what is my level in this institution. That is important regarding the, okay. So this plan regarding, okay, it comes under, it is actually a plan of the hospital itself, but in the hospital it is still more detail, it gives still more detailed explanation regarding the nursing service department. The third one is the policy and administrative manual. Okay, there may be various problems, various programs various methods to be implemented in the nursing department, which is common in all the department and which may be specific to the certain department. So should have the policy of it and manual how to go about. What is the advantages of having policy and manuals? Even the person goes directly or abruptly, it may not affect the department or the institution. The new person can learn everything from the written document so that the person can go ahead accordingly. So should have a written policy and administrative manager so that it will act as a reference for the nursing staff, the new person, anyone who is coming to the department. Okay, fourth one is the nursing practice manual. Okay, this should be available. Okay, administrative manuals are mainly in the administrative department. The nursing practice manual must be available for nurses so that maintain standards in providing safe, effective care to the patients within the available resources. Now, how to give bed bath in this institution? By utilizing the facilities of our institution. Okay, it will be given in the written procedure so that a new nurse and even any doubts for the working nurse can be clarified. Okay, next is the nursing service budget. Have you prepared the budget at any time? Okay, usually we are not started to do this system. That is why it is found to be very difficult for us. We are only giving the statement, budget statement, but we supposed to prepare the nursing service budget. When the finance manager is asking the plan for the next year, it is our responsibility to prepare and give the financial or the budget of the next year. Okay, next the master staffing pattern. I told you a nursing service department should have the master duty rotation. Okay, that is otherwise known as master staffing pattern. Okay, so in each ward, how many staff are present? How many are available for the work? How many must be there? It must be clear to the nurse manager. So if any ward there is a scarcity and if there is another wards, if there is excess, she may be able to redistribute so that the nursing care can go according to whatever is planned. Okay, so we will learn it, how to plan for vacation, how to plan daily, weekly and monthly assignment. Okay, all this is a nursing management. We will learn by the end of this year. Okay, next is the plan for appraisal of the nursing care. Yeah, we were studying to provide a quality care. If my care is good, it may be if it is 88, okay, or 80% good, I have a scope of improving 20%. If my care is only 40%, I have the scope for improving 60%. Everybody, nobody is perfect, no one is perfect. So quality can be improved and revised. So appraisal is required in every aspect. So we should appraise regarding quality in our performance, the performance of our duty and our mental abilities. Okay, how able we are able to understand the situation and take appropriate decision. Supervisory qualities, how well we supervise the other sectors or even the students, junior staff. Personal qualities, okay, personally who is she, what are the personal qualification, okay, by nature. Then capacity for further development, how much this person can have developed. So all these must be assessed. So this will be helping for a person, we can help the person to grow to the maximum. It can be done mainly by using various checklists, anecdote records, critical records, incident records, evaluation forms. These are the different types of evaluation form or observation checklist. Next is the 8th one, nursing service administrative meeting. This meeting gives an opportunity for free communication. Okay, there should be meeting in between so that there should be planning and evaluation or regarding the implementation and planning. Next is make sure that adequate facilities, supplies and equipments. Okay, material management. Okay, so plan for the facilities, make sure that it is available, and whatever is available, it is being maintained, and inventory also is taken care. Written job description and job specification. Okay, what is job analysis? Job analysis, now you are going to study in detail regarding. Okay, now imagine you are going to get a post of a what is that, infection control, and you don't know what is that. It is not there in your institution, so you may go to different institutions and you will study the job of a infection controller or infection control officer. So we have to go to different institutions and conduct a study of it. So the summary of it is can be called as, or the find out what we find during the study known as job analysis. So we are doing analysis of this job in different institutions, and based upon this, what a infection control nurse to do in our institution, when we are preparing, it is the job responsibilities of a person, that is known as job description. Job description. So what may be the specification, what may be the personal qualities? Okay, we need, okay, that person must be available in our institution for 24 hours, so we can ask for it. Better it should be an unmarried person, or it should have the personal qualities like truthfulness, trustworthy. Okay, how much, okay, this is the that specification. When we are giving specific personal qualities required for this particular job in our institution, that is called a job specification. Written job description and the job specification. Okay, last one is personal record. Okay, personal record of a staff from the time of admission. Okay, so from the time of checklist, the person is given the what is that, first letter to the institution. Okay, from that till today, what is the performance at the time of selection, maybe training programs, everything detailed. Okay, and the evaluation, everything is written in the personal records. Any problems, any merits, personal policies regarding the, okay, what is the personal policy for the nursing service department? Next, health education and health services and welfare facilities available for the nurses, and in-service education and the welfare facilities. So these are the 14 facilities or characteristics, features to say that the institution is having a good nursing service department. So written statement and purpose of objectives, plan of organization, policy and administrative manual, nursing practice manuals, nursing service budget, master staffing pattern, plan for appraisal of nursing care, nursing service administrative meeting, adequate facilities, supplies and equipment, job description and job specification, nursing personal records, personal policies, health services and welfare facilities, in-service education and welfare facilities. Okay, now the first portion of what is nursing service department, that is completed. The next class we will see regarding the who is a nurse manager, the one who is looking after the nursing service department is known as the nurse manager. These both include under the concept of nursing service department. That is the first portion of your syllabus itself. Okay, now I have taken the class directly genetics, through which I cannot understand your knowledge in administration. So if you want me to explain some more topics or some more terms, okay, I consider both of you have the experience in management, and if you want me to give more explanation, please let me know. And now I am stopping with one class because this is the new mode which I am going to implement for you. Please go through it and understand and check it whether you can follow it. So for the better class, give me a feedback as early as possible. നിങ്ങൾക്ക് മനസ്സിലാകുന്നുണ്ടോ? ഞാനിങ്ങനെ മുമ്പോട്ട് പോയാൽ മതിയോ? വേറെ എന്തെങ്കിലും തരത്തിലുള്ള എക്സ്പ്ലനേഷൻ വേണോ? ചില ടേംസിൻ്റെ ഒക്കെ എക്സ്പ്ലനേഷൻ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ആവശ്യമുണ്ടോ? കുറച്ചൊക്കെ ഞാൻ തരുന്നുണ്ട്, പക്ഷെ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് അറിയാമായിരിക്കും എന്നോർത്തുകൊണ്ട് പോസ്റ്റ് ബേസിക്കിന് കൊടുക്കുന്നതിനൊക്കെ ഇച്ചിരൂടെ ഞാൻ സ്പീഡിൽ പോകുന്നുണ്ട്. അത് നോക്കി നിങ്ങൾ എന്നോട് പറഞ്ഞു തരണം. എത്രയും പെട്ടെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു തന്നാൽ നമുക്ക് അടുത്ത ആഴ്ച മുതൽ ക്ലാസ്സിനകത്ത് ഇംപ്ലിമെൻറ്റ് ചെയ്യാം. അപ്പോൾ ഉടനെ ഞാൻ അടുത്ത ക്ലാസ് എടുക്കുന്നില്ല. ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് എ മോഡൽ ക്ലാസ്. ഓക്കെ, ലെറ്റ് മീ സീ. താങ്ക് യു.